These 10 bold stars aren't just coming out, they're coming through with power, pride, and personality. From viral TikToks to historic red carpets, they're reshaping what it means to live out loud in the spotlight. Whether you're questioning, proud, or just curious, these names are the future, and the future is fearless. Noah Schnapp didn't just come out, he dropped the most Gen Z coming out moment of the decade. A chill TikTok, a casual lip sync, and a caption that said it all. When I finally told my friends and family I'm gay after being scared in the closet for 18 years, and they all said we know, it was raw, it was real, and it was instantly viral. But behind the calm delivery was a deeper truth. In a recent Variety interview, Noah admitted that playing a closeted character while being closeted himself was incredibly tough. "Will help me find Noah," he said. Now, Noah is serving confident queer varsity energy and using his platform for good. He donated $100,000 to the Trevor Project, writing, "This is for every kid who thinks they have to hide. You don't." Drop a 1 in the comments if Noah gave you that extra dose of courage. Before TikTok existed, before coming out was safe, Ricky Martin was the global pop icon dancing through pain. This week, an old podcast clip resurfaced where Ricky said, "I would look in the mirror and say, 'I hate you.' Then I'd go on stage and smile." For years, he lived in fear of being outed. In 2010, he finally came out with the simple but powerful words, "I am a fortunate homosexual man." The response wasn't all celebration. Brands backed away, tabloids twisted the story, but Ricky stood firm, and over time, the world caught up. Today, he's using his platform to support LGBTQ+ youth across Latin America through his foundation, saying, "I lost years of my life to shame. I won't let anyone else lose theirs." Drop a 3 if Ricky's courage helped you feel more proud of who you are. Mae Martin doesn't just make people laugh, they make people feel seen. In a recent interview, they said, "Being non-binary isn't a costume I wear. It's who I've always been." That quote sparked a wave of TikToks, edits, and heartfelt posts from fans who finally saw themselves reflected on stage. Mae, who came out as non-binary in 2021, has long rejected labels, but now they're louder, prouder, and more stylish than ever. At this year's Edinburgh Fringe, Mae's new comedy special tackled identity, anxiety, and queer joy with raw honesty. Reviews called it brilliant, moving, and necessary. Offstage, Mae champions mental health and inclusive spaces for trans and non-binary voices. Drop a 5 if Mae helped you feel okay being exactly who you are. Taylor Tomlinson didn't post a dramatic coming out video. She told a joke. "Dating women is harder than dating men. At least now I'm not just disappointing my dad, I'm confusing my mom too." The crowd screamed. The internet ran with it. Later, on Instagram Live, Taylor said, "I'm not rushing to slap a label on it, but yes, my dating pool has expanded, and honestly, so has my heart." Taylor's always talked about awkward love and mental health, but now her comedy is touching even deeper for queer fans. No rainbow rebrand, just truth through jokes. Style update: tailored blazers, loose pants, and professor core. Think someone who teaches feminist film theory and roasts your ex at brunch. Drop a 4 if Taylor reminded you it's okay not to have it all figured out. Bella Ramsey doesn't play by the book or by the binary. The star of The Last of Us made headlines not just for her gripping performance, but for openly identifying as gender fluid. "I guess my gender has always been very fluid. Someone would call me she, and I wouldn't think about it. Someone else calls me he, and I'm cool with that too." That kind of relaxed realness has turned Bella into an icon for Gen Z queers everywhere. No big declarations, no dramatic posts, just quiet confidence and a whole lot of talent. On red carpets, Bella's fashion speaks volumes. Structured suits, bold silhouettes, and a refusal to dress for anyone but herself. Drop a 6 if Bella's journey helped you feel less alone in the in-between. Lil Nas X didn't tiptoe out of the closet he launched out with a glitter cannon and a devilish grin. When Old Town Road exploded onto the scene in 2019, nobody expected the cowboy-hatted teen behind it to become one of the most disruptive, daring, and unapologetically queer artists of our time. But Lil Nas X had other plans that didn't involve playing it safe. His 2021 BET Awards performance became the stuff of legend as he passionately kissed a male backup dancer live on stage, sending shockwaves through an industry still uncomfortable with Black queer expression. He wasn't asking for acceptance, he was demanding space. Then came the Met Gala, decked out in a metallic, devil-horned leather ensemble that blurred the line between fashion and protest. The message? Queer Black boys can take up space, be outrageous, and own every second of it. But Lil Nas X is more than viral moments and iconic looks. In candid interviews, he's opened up about growing up in Georgia, battling internalized homophobia, and using music as a lifeline. "I felt like I was pretending to be someone I wasn't," he shared. "So when I came out, it was the first time I could breathe." His tweets are wild, hilarious, and full of chaotic joy, but they're also armor. Humor became a survival tool. Confidence, a form of protest. Drop a 7 if Lil Nas X reminded you that authenticity isn't just brave, it's revolutionary. Before she was dodging Daleks in Doctor Who, Yasmin Finney was just a teenage girl in Manchester making raw, vulnerable TikToks about what it meant to be young, Black, and trans in a world that didn't always see her. Her videos were fearless and refreshingly honest, from the awkward realities of dating to the quiet triumph of getting her first hormone prescription. They weren't just posts, they were lifelines for thousands of kids who saw themselves in her. Fast forward a few years and Yasmin has become a breakout star in British television. She stole scenes as Elle in Netflix's Heartstopper, and now she's making history as one of the first openly trans characters in Doctor Who. On and off screen, she's challenging norms and smashing ceilings, armed with vulnerability and that signature soft glam aesthetic, sheer gowns, opera gloves, and a quiet, unwavering confidence that screams power. "I want to be the trans girl I never saw growing up," Yasmin once said, and she's done just that. She's not just showing up. She's shining, leading, and proving that trans joy deserves to be seen everywhere, even in time and space. Drop an 8 if Yasmin reminded you that visibility is magic and trans girls are already legends. Kit Connor became a heartthrob almost overnight thanks to Heartstopper, the sweet LGBTQ+ teen drama that warmed hearts around the world. But as his fame grew, so did the speculation. Fans, some well-meaning, others intrusive, began pressuring him to label his identity. Twitter threads, TikToks, and Reddit posts analyzed every move he made. And then, in a single tweet, Kit said what he never should have had to. "I'm bi. Congrats on forcing an 18-year-old to come out." It was a gut punch, a reminder that no matter how supportive online fandoms claim to be, queer people are still expected to perform their truth on demand. Kit's forced coming out sparked conversations about boundaries, parasocial relationships, and the ugly side of internet obsession disguised as allyship. Since then, Kit has been reclaiming his story. He's stepped back, re-emerged stronger, and begun using his platform to call for respect not just for himself, but for all queer people navigating fame. His fashion choices have evolved too, brooding earth tones, boxy silhouettes, and subtle gender-fluid details that say, "I'm here and I'm done explaining." Drop a 9 if Kit reminded you that being out should always be a choice, never a demand. Bretman Rock didn't just break the mold, he shattered it in heels, bedazzled shades, and a tropical breeze of pure confidence. What began as makeup tutorials laced with sass and sarcasm turned into a global phenomenon. But Bretman is more than a beauty guru. He's an icon of queer excellence, unapologetic femininity, and Filipino pride. Born in the Philippines and raised in Hawaii, Bretman grew up surrounded by a blend of tradition and tropical chaos, and he infused both into his persona. Whether he's voguing on a mountaintop, roasting haters in his signature pidgin English flair, or rocking a chainmail crop top on the red carpet, Bretman is the definition of extra in the best way. But behind the glitter and giggles is a deeper message. Be who you needed when you were younger. I didn't grow up seeing anyone like me on television, so I became that person, he said, and it shows. He's used his fame to spotlight LGBTQ+ issues in Southeast Asian communities, talk about mental health, and redefine what it means to be masculine, beautiful, and loud. His reality show MTV's Following, Bretman Rock, was a chaotic, hilarious hit. His Instagram captions are pure gold, and his style? Think mesh shirts, highlighter-colored nails, and confidence you can't teach. Drop a 10 if Bretman taught you that your loudest self might just be your truest self.